Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's another new makeup release video. I don't want to hear about my lipstick, okay? It was a struggle to figure out. I just ate lunch. It might be crazy. Let's all judge. And now we're done. Keep it to yourself. If you didn't see my last video, I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently this week. I have pre-pulled the products, I have looked at them, I have gathered my thoughts and opinions so that I can relay my own opinions to you a little bit more clearly. I felt like doing it spur of the moment was a little bit too discombobulated. Without further ado, let's get into it. I do believe every single one of these screenshots came from Trend Mood One on Instagram. Right off the bat, we all knew this was coming. The powdered buttermelt highlighter. I do think it is quite an obvious release for them to come out with. I am surprised that they came out with this after they just did the buttermelt tint, I think it was. So I find that very interesting. You would have thought that maybe they would have done the bronzer blush highlight consecutively, but I don't know, maybe something happened with production, maybe a shipping container fell overboard, like who knows what happened. But I do think it's odd that it came out so much later. I also think it's odd that it's not in sister packaging. I don't know why it's in clear packaging as opposed to the bronzer and blush, which come in color coordinated packaging. Like they could have done a shimmer compact. They could have tried a little bit harder, honestly, on the packaging. It's more makeup friendly, like it's more friendly to makeup artists, but strange. Like if you have all three together, the highlighter is going to stand out and it's going to be like ugly. It's not going to match the vibe, you know? So I don't know why we have decided to not do sister packaging. All I can hope for is there is a shade pale enough to not leave a weird discolored streak for pale people. I feel like I am the only person on earth that likes these. Everyone is so offended about the clear lid. Everyone is like, oh, it's giving whatever, color pop or whatever. Depending on the quality of the compact, to me, it looks like this. It looks like a pro palette because there's nothing more annoying to have in your kit as a makeup artist than having a solid colored lid because you can't see what the color is. So truly, I feel like this is Charlotte Tilbury reaching out to the makeup artist community because a lot of MUAs use Charlotte Tilbury for their kits, specifically for bridal. So I feel like this is definitely Charlotte Tilbury making makeup for makeup artists, not necessarily consumers, because I've heard from makeup artists that brides will come in and they will want a particular Charlotte Tilbury item used on them, even if it's not their color, and they still have to do it because that's what the client wants, you know? So I like this packaging. I will say it can go one of two ways. It can be like this Visart case where you can see, like, if I go against gravity here, you can see that, like, no matter where the lid goes, it holds itself, like it can hold its own. Going back to the NYX drugstore, right? This lid, like, floppy. This lid, there's a difference there, right? So I think it all comes down to the hinge, because if the hinge is cheap, then this will feel like a cheap product. But if you're a makeup artist and you'll be able to just quickly go in, dibble dabble in whatever color you need, then this will be very luxe. So I would have to say, I would have to hold it in person, see it. I want this. I have spent a long time not using Charlotte Tilbury products just because of, like, they're scented, not my style anymore for general makeup. But if you have been with me for a while, you know, blue is my baby. Blue is my destiny. I have very subtle blue mascara on today. I can put it in the cards. I love blue eyeshadow. It is my baby. So I may be buying Charlotte Tilbury this year because this blue, I don't have any blues like it. It's like this, it's almost everything that I wanted the Dior Denim Quint to be. I hated that palette. Dior, you gotta work on your blue formula because those blues were not it. This looks like that denim blue, almost like bruisey blue that comes when it's like healing. I need to like stop talking about it because I'm gonna like, are these out right now? When did these come out? They're not out. Okay, that's fine. That gives me time to prepare myself. But they also have this like cool taupe palette, which I feel like will be one of the more popular ones. It'll be this one, it'll be the pinky bridal one, it'll be the warm tone palette. Those three will be the most popular, hands down. This is a very good, cool taupe range. It has that little hit of warmth in that middle pink shimmer that you kind of need so that you don't look too dead in the face. But it's a very beautiful, beautiful palette. I will say, if you already have a collection of cool taupes, you don't need this, right? These are shades, these are metallics that you probably have twice over in your collection or your makeup kit. Don't spend money on it because it's new, unless you're me, okay? Do as I say, not as I do, because yes, I do have blue eyeshadow, but I don't have this blue eyeshadow, so I want this blue eyeshadow. You know what I mean? Rare Beauty, this was a PR event. Rare Beauty has a new, I think it's baked. I might be wrong. It might be cream to powder, powder to cream. Anyways, a new compact blush. Not a liquid blush. The shades are pretty. They're all shades that have been around since forever for blush, but I have still held off. I'm going strong. I have never bought anything from Rare Beauty before. They almost got me with the contours, but then all the review videos came out before I could make my way to a Sephora, and it looks like they're not really contour shades. So I saved myself $1,000. This is a launch, I believe, first in Asia. It is a shade extension, but I want to talk about it. This is Lancome. There are 6 new shades. These are the arm swatches. And you may be like, wow, there's like 700 shades of beige. Yeah, there are 700 shades of beige. I don't know what's up with that, but the newer shades look like they will work better for darker skin. So hopefully they're going to keep on extending that deeper depth shade range. But there is the shade Pink Oh La La, which is almost like a very pale lavender, which I'm very interested in. The main thing that I wanted to point out is I think this is a new formulation because the old blushes are on deep, deep discount at Shoppers Drug Mart right now. So I think the old formula is going out and this must be the new one. Kind of in the same way that Dior also has gone through a new formulation. Mine are very old, so I think the new formula has a metallic base. Like this black piece is just all silver to kind of match the outside vibe of the compact. But anyways, that's my little tidbit. I think they have reformulated these probably to be talc-free, clean, ergonomic, whatever. This was leaked. Was it leaked? Was it purposely leaked? We'll never know. They'll never actually tell us. But there are 4 nude shades coming of the Glossy Gloss from Laneige. I personally love the Ulla Henriksen. I need a new one. Look at it. I am squeezing every last drop out of her. I love her. But they've just come out with new shades. They all look fine. I think when it comes to these squeezy tubes, you don't need every single one. All you need to do is find the formula that your lips like, right? It's more about the skincare side than it is about the tint side. The one thing that I do find hilarious is that they are called a tinted lip serum. It's a gloss. It's a lip gloss. Okay, this is old news by now by this video going up, but Issa Maya Beauty is coming to Sephora. They also mean Sephora Canada. However, big asterisk. It's a new collection and it is a, what did she call it? The core collection. And this is interesting to a different degree because when the brand first launched, you can see this Google AI. I did click the link, we'll find it. Issa Maya French specifically said that it would be basically limited edition runs, right? It's all gonna come, it's gonna be like fashion, right? It was supposed to be makeup, but make it in a fashion cycle. So every whatever fall, the new collection comes out, there's only so many of the products, and then next year a new collection comes out, there's only so many products. And I think after the second or third relaunch of the eyeshadow palettes, that should have been everybody's first clue, myself included, that it wasn't working, right? Because makeup doesn't have that same cycle that fashion does. Fashion is so deeply rooted in this seasonal launch, but makeup isn't. Makeup is forever changing. Makeup comes and it goes, it expires. Clothes don't really have an expiration date if they're made well. So you can see this original L-U-K, here we go. And it's quoted that it was supposed to be a different approach to beauty. It was supposed to be this cycle. And now we have a number of products that are here to stay, which goes against what the original brand ethos was. And it's changed now because it doesn't work. It didn't work then. Whoever the investors are in this company were like, hey, you need to have products available all the time that consumers can purchase, because I'm sure that their income had massive ebbs and flows. I'm sure when they had a restock, there was a huge resurgence of income, and then all the other products that no one really cared about don't get sold off, and then there's no more money. But going into Sephora with these products that are available all the time, unless something goes viral and sells out, there's going to be more income across way more locations, not just online. And it'll be like better, even though it's not eco-friendly, it's not a cyclical cycle. I also think that this packaging is going to be extremely cheap. I've never bought anything from Issa Maya, but that Wild Star collection, which random collection. I think it was Teresa is Dead who said it was laughably cheap feeling and it felt like something you pick up from Claire's. So this concealer syringe, I bet, is gonna feel the exact same way. And I could be wrong, I could eat my own words. Only time will tell once this launches in stores or online only, I don't know which one. That's just my guess, that it's not gonna feel the most luxurious and it's still gonna cost like $90 for a lipstick. Kosas has come out with 4 powders. Again, this is another brand that I have never purchased from, but they came out with colored versions of setting powders. So they have a pink, a yellow, a brown, an orangey tan. None of these colors will work for me. Personally, that's fine, whatever. It is talc free though, so before you purchase this, double check where mica is. Otherwise, you're gonna have a shiny face. Keep that in mind. Fenty Beauty has come out with these extremely shimmery gloss sticks. And this launch feels like original Fenty. Right, this feels like something that should have been launched with the original makeup line. However, it doesn't feel like Fenty, you know? Like Fenty Beauty was such an innovative brand and incubator back in the day, and recently all of their makeup launches have just felt like they're following the trends because everybody just came out with a shimmery gloss for holiday, and now everyone else who's behind on these launches are coming out with their own. So this doesn't feel like original Fenty, and Fenty hasn't felt that way in a very long time. I'm talking pre-COVID. It didn't feel like Fenty anymore. I don't know if that's just through management changes, through the growth. You know, they had so many hero products that they just didn't really have to do constant new launches anymore because people would purchase from them no matter what, especially since they got hero products in complexion. I don't know. Like, it's a nice launch. I'm happy they're coming out with a stick glitter balm, but this doesn't feel like Fenty's innovative past. Okay, this is maybe a random screen grab, and you might be like, why is this? You never talk about L'Oreal. And you're right, I don't. It is another powder. Very intrigued at where the makeup world is going, because there's now been like, what, 4 different powder launches in 4 months? So we're definitely going away from this hyper dewy, clean girl vibe, and we are coming into this mattified, juicy skin. And there's still gonna be some shimmer and shine. It's not gonna be completely matte because no one does talc anymore. And you can't have a fully matte face if you don't have talc. And everyone is replacing it with mica, which is shiny. So we're still gonna have this super shiny face that's a little bit more matte. Clean girl lasted 5 years, so maybe we're coming into this new era of clean girl skin where instead of not setting your face, you're still setting it, but it's gonna be in this mica-based formula, so you're still gonna have this glittery shine to the skin, but you're not gonna look overly dewy and sweaty. Kind of like what my skin is like now. Interesting, just keep your eyes open for these powdery flawlessness. The last time I talked about these Rhode lip contours, it's a lip pencil, I guessed that the other end was going to be a contour shade and then the top end was going to be a lip liner, much like this Korean style, which is basically the exact same. I'm not here to dog on the non-long lasting formula. If you're interested, go to TikTok, look at those videos. I will amend my statement, and the Rhode lip pencils come with this like silicone-y smudgy side. Traditionally, you would have this kind of contouring shade. Apparently, it's just a little silicone smudger. I was wrong. I guessed my estimate was wrong. I tried these on the day they launched in store. I am a non-believer in a skin tint having to be less accurate for your shade match, because I had to mix 1 and 3 together for it to be even remotely usable. Super weird. The shade 2 and 3 together also worked. Couldn't tell you why. The actual formula was very beautiful, but the shade range is just not it. And it is still a Makeup Forever product, so it is very saturated. If you have any ounce of desaturation to your skin, these are not going to be it for you, because the colors are just almost inhuman looking because they're so saturated. Lastly, we have the spring launch for MAC Cosmetics. I am only interested in the eyeshadow palette and the mauvey lipstick. The eyeshadow palette has colors that I haven't really seen in the main line for MAC. It also looks like one shade could be duochrome, because in the top picture it is teal and in the bottom picture it is purple. And that's pretty much all the new makeup releases that I think are worth talking about. If there was anything I missed, let me know down below. As I post this video, there's probably like 5 more new releases. It's so impossible to keep up to date and 100% accurate unless I do these every single day, which is crazy talk. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you liked me, hit subscribe so I pop up in your feed more often. You can follow me on Instagram or TikTok. Both are Claire Cuckoo. I will link them down below, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.